really excited to talk with you because a lot of cool new things to chat about Global. So, obviously, your debut album, Judgment Day, came out earlier this month. But before we get into all that good stuff, I'd love to just take
Sure.
it back to the very beginning with you. Could you talk a little bit about your story and how you got into making music?
Sure. I guess we'll go way back. I think it's been,
Yes.
I want to say seven years now, and got into DJing. Basically, I was looking for a job, like everyone else, trying to figure out my university situation. Saw posting like, "Hey, a DJ job," and was like, "Okay, this is kind of cool." And then I basically started learning how to DJ in a place called Edmonton, which is a city in Canada. So I played some gigs there and I was like, holy crap, this is kind of cool. Like people like to dance and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to my first music festival, which was in 2012. And I was like, holy crap, saw the stage, saw the LED wall, and was like, I want to get up there immediately. So found out these people make their own music. And then that was kind of the story of me going on YouTube and researching and looking at production software and basically falling into the wormhole of trying to create music. So I started doing hip hop. I started doing a bit of house music, progressive house, and was all over the place. Wasn't even called Global at the time. And then eventually found my way to bass music. And yeah, that's essentially the quick spark notes on how my little journey, which started from me wanting to be a DJ and then seeing a festival, getting that euphoric feeling, and then diving into, wanting to learn how to create music.
Yes, and here we are today. Are you still based out of British Columbia?
Yes, I am.
Amazing. What would you say the music scene is like over there right now?
So it's changed. So when I started, it was heavy into dubstep. Like Excision, we're from the same city. Actually lives close to my area. So dubstep, bass music, DMB, that was heavy, and now we're shifting big time, like everything else, into house music right now. So the scene is thriving big time. Vancouver is mainly more of a hub of where all the big festivals and stuff are happening, but I would say the scene's pretty good.
Love that. Love to hear that. You know, what's wild is here in Maine, we're so close to Canada, not necessarily you're part of Canada, but
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
still never been. I feel like I'm missing out.
You gotta go.
I know. One of these days, I'll tell you, I got to make it up to our friendly neighbors up north. How would you describe your sound to someone who maybe hasn't heard your music yet?
Oh, that's a good one. I would say dark, not to be creepy, dark,
Oh, I like
cinematic,
it.
and high energy.
Yes,
Yeah, that's how I
amazing.
describe it for sure.
I love that. And I know DJ Mag would happen to agree and appreciate that. They recently recognized you as one of the 12 emerging artists of the month or what have you. How did it feel to see that recognition from them?
I was not gonna lie, I was taken aback. I've always wanted to be in the DJ Mag conversation. So when that came out, I was like, holy shit, this is pretty sweet. So it was nice. It was good to kind of have that recognition, like, okay, the sound that you're going for, people are noticing. This is dope. Let's keep on that track. So I loved it.
That's awesome. They're definitely paying attention. And partially due to this debut album, let's talk Judgment Day a little bit. What
Cool.
inspired this for you?
So pandemic, everyone went through it, right? So it was a pretty rough time, and I wanted to basically create a story of, and again, I'm gonna go back to the dark theme again, basically about somebody that doesn't take accountability for them being a quote unquote shitty person. So, and the only way they can take accountability is when something will have to hit the fan. And honestly, I'm writing about myself because I've been through a whole bunch of crap, and it took some really tough times in my life for me to be like, okay, maybe I should stop acting that way or doing certain things. So I wanted to write basically a story 1 through 8 about this character that thinks he's invincible, and then all of a sudden something bad really happens to them, and they're essentially running away from all their problems, and then they have like a come to Jesus moment, like, okay, maybe I need to to switch things up. And that's essentially what the concept from the album is. So if you listen to track 1 with that concept in mind, 1 through 8 basically is me attempting to tell that story essentially.
Yes, Nice. I love an album that tells a story like that. I'm gonna have to listen to it over again now, having that in the back of my
Yeah.
mind. That's super dope. I
So
know.
it's a little subtle with like the pre-drop. So because obviously there's not that many vocals in my songs besides the two that are fully, actually the three, sorry, that have full vocal appearances. But if you listen to it 1 through 5, it's literally about somebody that's he starts off as I'm invincible, I'm this guy, and then all of a sudden shit starts happening, and you're like, what the hell? And then you kind of looking yourself in the mirror, and then at the end track, which is Demon Hours, it's like, okay, now it's time for me to switch things up and take a better path. So that's my story there.
That's awesome. That's what Judgment Day is all about. I would hope for
Yeah.
nothing less. That's dope. I noticed a few weeks ago you did a really cool guest mix for Insomniac Radio. So I'm curious,
Yes.
for you, when you're planning out your sets, what is the difference for you in planning out maybe a radio set versus a live set for a show?
Yeah, that's a good one. So I like to work out. I like to be active. I play sports my whole life. So anytime I'm doing a mix or if you're doing a set, it's got to be something I can work out to. So my whole vibe is, all right, I'm going to start it out. We're going to come in heavy because typically that's how I start my sets. And literally it's going to taper off a little bit. And that's, if you imagine me in the gym, that is literally how I DJ. It's like me working through my whole workout set. So anyone, again, this goes back to your original question. You want to listen to my music, the stuff that you can work out to. So when I'm doing a set, I'm planning it, obviously having peaks and valleys to make sure I'm not just smacking you in the head the whole time, but the whole vibe is to high energy, come down from the roller coaster a little bit. So I play a little bit of the soft stuff, and then we're going to turn up a bit and then bring it down. I like to go up and down the whole time and then end it strong. So that's kind of how I work it.
That's awesome. So would you say you kind of had that in mind for both your radio set and live? It doesn't matter. You're working out regardless.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. That's like, yeah, may not be for the PC radio, but like if you got me in a radio set, we're working out. You're driving fast. That's the vibe I'm going for.
I love that. Well, speaking of live performances, do you have any that are coming up that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so I have a few dates that I'm locking in right now to finally do like a tour in the States. I'm planning to go to Portland, Seattle, Vermont, or the 3 cities right now. And then I'm going to do shows in Calgary and Saskatchewan. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different with these dates, not just show up and play a set on the stage. I want to do more of an intimate type of vibe to go with the album. So because the album's pretty dark, so all the venues that I'm doing my tours in are going to be pretty small on purpose. They're going to be dark, and it's going to be kind of the whole global vibe. So anyone that comes to my show for the first time is like, oh shit, this is kind of scary, but I like it. So that's kind of what I'm going for.
Kind of scary, but I like it. That's awesome. And it's really cool you're coming to kind of our neck of the woods. You'll be in Vermont and New England. So Mainers will definitely have to head that way to check you out.
Sweet.
Super cool. I saw that you recently did an Ask Me Anything on Reddit. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, does any fan interactions or questions stick out in your mind? Have you ever been asked anything wild enough that it still sticks with you?
The weirdest question I got asked actually was, what type of, and it came off a little bit where it was like, what type of DJs are you into? And I thought it was like what are my preferences, but it was like attraction. And I was like, that was a bit odd, but I answered it anyway. And I was like, okay, this is cool. But typically the questions I get are like, what's your production process? Why do you always like to mash up genres that don't make sense? And that's literally, again, that's my vibe. I've listened to so many different types of music. So if you hear my songs, it's like Demon Hours is a drill song mixed with trap music. Like it doesn't make sense. Like no label is going to want to sign that. But for me, it's like, that makes sense. So I did it.
And that's what counts. It's so funny. People always have to take it there. Like, which DJ would you prefer to date? It's like,
yeah,
we're talking music here. Relax.
Exactly.
That's funny. So now that your debut album is out, what are the rest of your goals and plans for 2023?
It honestly, I don't know, just dropped the album. I have 2 other EPs that I'm finishing up. I'm dropping way more music than I've ever dropped, and mainly because it just got married, got my house, got my life all sorted there. So I'm like, all my COVID vault is now fucking just getting uploaded out right now. So I have two other EPs that I'm finishing. I got two official remixes for one for Dr. P, one for Dirty Audio, and I'm really excited about both of those that I need to drop. And then it's festival time, so I'm just getting all the music out, and then it's like I don't need to, well, not say I don't need to produce, but it's like, here's all the content, now I'm going to play it kind of thing. So that's my game plan.
That's awesome. And I love that you use the term COVID vault, because I feel like a lot of artists had something similar, and that is the perfect thing to call it. We're ready for it. The time
exactly.
Amazing, Global. Well, last but certainly not least, here in Maine,
Sure.
our state motto is the way life should be. So I would like to know, according to you, what is the way life should be?
Cool. I love that, actually. The way life should be, honestly, free.
Yes.
It should be free, no judgment, not to be all punny, but it should just be free.
Yes.
That's what I think.
That's perfect. That's simple as that. Honestly, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Global. We're so excited about this debut album and can't wait to see all the other EPs and things you have coming up this year.
Appreciate it.
Yay! Thank you so much for your time. Until we meet again.
You bet. Take care.